State Legislative Council, President, Vice President, Prime Minister. So for all these, it conducts the elections. The Election Commission is assisted by one or more deputy commissioners and secretary of the commission. These and other officers of the commission are appointed by the president in constitution in consultation with the election commission. So all the election commissioners and additional commissioners are elected by the president in consultation with the election commission. Then coming to the whether the election commissioner is in the senior IAS officer. Hello. Hello. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ?
Yes, sir.
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? Okay. Whether the election removal can the election commission be removed? So the election commission can be removed provided if found to be incapacity and misbehavior. So it can be removed when there is a request made by the either of the lower house or the upper house, that is either parliament or the Rajya Sabha or the Lok Sabha, and the request is made by absolute majority, that is 66% of the members present and vote in favor of the removal of election commissioner. That is the case, it can be removed. See, please make it a point, in India all the executive posts, maybe the president or the vice president or Supreme Court judge or the election commissioner of India, be removed if you found misbehavior and incapacity and it uses the constitution for his personal benefits. So they can be removed only with the approval of both houses of the parliament, that is upper house and lower house, with absolute majority. Absolute majority means 66% of the members present and vote. So this is the procedure for removal of all the executive bodies, including chief electioner, president, vice president, and the minister can be removed. Okay. Then coming to the what are the staff to conduct election, overall involved in conducting the elections. The election commission needs the assistance of very large number of officials of union and state governments. They are needed for preparation of election rolls and for actual conduct of elections. It is not easy task to conduct election where crores of people participated in the election process. For example, electoral roll for 1999 Lok Sabha election had about 70 crore of people as voters. Imagine in 1999, there are about 90 crores. Now it is around 90 now at around now earlier it was 70 crores in 1999. Now it's almost near to the 100 crores, 95 to 100 crores are the voters. Okay. Then coming to the what are the functions of the election commission? What are the major functions of the election commission? There are 4 important functions of the election commission. Number 1 is preparation of electoral rolls. Please make it a point. Here, the preparation of electoral roll means all those who attain the age of 18 on the date fixed for the purpose before every election are to be included in the rolls. Suppose today the election dates are finalized, so they start the listing the new voters. So those who have completed 18 years, so they will be, their names will be enrolled. So after date of election is finalized, then the process of enrollment of the voters starts. So by that time, the date it was announced for the election date, when the election date was announced, by that time, if you have completed 18 years, so their names are included in the electoral rolls. So the first function of the Election Commission of India is to preparation of electoral rolls. That means to say election list. voter list is called the electoral rolls. The second function of the Election Commission of India is recognition of the political party. See, it recognizes the political party, whether the state party or national party is recognized by the Election Commission of India. Let us see what are the criteria to be called as a state party, or it is called as a regional party or national party. What are the criteria to be followed? Let us see. India is a country having a very large number of political parties. There were as many as 48 large and small parties at the time of general election in 1952. In 1950 itself, there were about 48 parties who involved in the election. Okay. By 1989, this number had gone well behind 100. So when it was 52, in the 1952, there were 48 parties. In the year 1989, it was went behind 100 political parties. Then recognition of the political party. How the party is recognized as the regional party or the national party? Let us see. Political parties are recognized by the Election Commission as regional parties or as national parties. The responsibility of granting recognition to political parties rests with the Election Commission. According to the latest rule, a party which secured at least 3% of the votes cast all over the state may be recognized as state party. Suppose in state, what is the total number of votes cast? That means how many people have voted. See, among that, if any party gets 3% of the votes, then it is called as the party. Okay, so you suppose if there are 100 votes casted, imagine that. Say entire state there is 100 votes cast. Imagine. So in that, if any party gets 3 votes, so then it is called as the regional party. Okay, then as far as the national party is concerned, parties which are recognized in 4 or more than 4 states are given recognition as national party. If any party gets 3% of the votes more than 4 states, then that is called as the national party. If a party is to be called as a regional party, it has to secure at least 3% of the total votes polled. Out of total votes polled, so any party gets 3% of the votes, then that is called the regional party. And a party recognized as a regional party in more than 4 states, that is called the national party. Okay, then that means to say, in party which secures more than 3% of the votes in more than 4 states, then call it as the national party. Then third important function is registration of the political party. Registration. According to the amendment made by the Parliament in 1988, in the People's Representation Act, a party to be registered as a political party has to declare its faith in secularism, socialism, and democracy. What do you mean by secularism? Secularism means any political party to be registered under the Election Commission, it has to exhibit that it has a faith in secularism, socialism, and democracy. Secularism means neutral to political, neutral to religious party. Religious, that political party should be neutral, irrespective of religion. That means to say, it has to treat all the religions equally. That is called secularism. Any party which faith in secularism, then only the party is registered. Then fourth important function of the election is reservation of the symbols. Of symbol means what symbol to be given for regional party, what symbol to be given for the national party. So that is decided by the Election Commission. Every recognized political party as reserved election symbol. It is reserved by the Election Commission and is allotted by the returning officers concerned to the candidates of that party at the time of election. Whenever a new party is recognized as a national party, a symbol is given to it by the Commission on all India basis. So the For national parties, the symbol is given on the national, like on the all India basis. You may be knowing that. See, and is the symbol of the Congress party, which is a national party, and lotus is the symbol for the BJP party, Bharatiya Janata Party. So the symbol is allotted for entire nation, not for a particular state. So this is about the Election Commission of India. Here, what you need to concentration is what is the meaning of Election Commission of India, what is functions, then whether the Election Commission be removed or not. That's second issue in this chapter. And third issue, what are specific functions of the Election Commission of India? There are four important functions. Number one, preparation of the electoral rolls. Second one, recognition of the political parties. Third one, registration of the political party. Fourth one, reservation of the symbols. So these are the things you need to focus in this chapter. Okay. So there are three questions, study questions. Number one, write about Election Commission of India. The second question, write the procedure for removal of Election Commission of India. And third question is, write the specific functions of Election Commission. So these are the three important study questions are given for this chapter. And coming to the last chapter, Constitution of India, that is Human Rights Commission. Human Rights Commission, its structure, powers, and functions. Okay. See why the concept of human rights has emerged. Let us see the rationale behind the emergence of the Human Rights Commission. Okay. The first half of the 20th century, mankind faced the two world wars in which rights of life and freedom were gravely violated. Hence, after the end of the war in 1945, so as you know that Second World War ended, started in 1939, ended in 1945. Okay, the international community decided to secure and protect the human rights of people of the world. So as you know that many people after the World War, the Second World War, many people have violated, many people have taken as prisoners, many people have been killed, and they put in jails, and some of the people, military people have been penalized and tortured. So then they realized there should be a uniform rule or uniform rights across the globe. That means across the world. So then that's how the human rights came into being. Then coming to the definition of the human rights, according to the Protection of Human Rights 1993 in India, human rights as the rights related to life, liberty, equality, and dignity of the individual guaranteed by the Constitution are embodied in the international covenants and enforceable by courts of India. So here human rights are related to life. See, each one has a right to live. Number one. Second, liberty. See, liberty of thought, liberty of expression, liberty of worship. Okay, so they can whatever whenever there is injustice, they have a right to exhibit their anguish, their agony, their pains can be expressed. Right. Then equality. See, we have equal right to. There is equality among others. There is no discrimination because color, region, caste, right? And dignity. So whatever work you do it, so that has to be respected. Even the sweeper or the municipality people, they are doing their duty. We cannot underestimate them, undermine them. See, that is they are doing their duty because they are keeping entire environment keep and clean, right? See, we need to respect them. We need to value them, right? We should accept them for doing such a the noble work. So like that, so they should have dignity of the work to be done. Okay, so therefore, so these are the definition of the human rights. Human rights as the rights related to life, liberty, equality, and dignity of the individual guaranteed by the Constitution or embodied in the international covenants and enforceable by courts of law. So one should have liberty. You maybe see today, you might have yesterday, you might have seen in the TV, wherein in Mysore, one IAS officer is been tortured by another IAS officer. She is a Nagarpalika commissioner, and she has been tortured by the deputy commissioner. She is also both are women, both are IAS officers. See, sometimes there will be a collusion and misunderstanding. So though she is a lower cadre officer, she has the right to exhibit her pains, right, or agony, or feelings. So that's how each and everybody has the right to express their agony. So that is called the human rights. Then coming to the characteristics of human rights. So there are about 7 characteristics of the human rights. Number 1 is representing the basic values. Representing the basic values. Human rights represent the basic values cherished by human rights from ancient time. See, giving respect to individuals, it has been came into force time immemorial, right? So since ancient times, we are respecting the people. And second characteristic of human rights is universal in nature. These rights are holds good across the globe, across the world, wherever you go. So even if you go to other countries, you cannot be treated as animals. You cannot be treated as beasts, right? In your, you have also some rights. You may be knowing that. See, when Gandhi, when he was traveled in South Africa, because of his color, he is treated as a black, and he has been thrown out of the train. Right? See, immediately he has agitated. He has what we call, he protested against that. See, he started agitation, strike in South Africa itself. So that is to say, that means to say, each one everyone equal rights, even whether in the country or other than the country. So that is called universal in nature. Human rights are universal in nature. They are seen virtually in every culture, civilization, etc. They are seen throughout the world. That is why they are called as the universal in nature. Third characteristic of human right is protection of dignity of individual. Protection of the dignity of the individual. Human rights are intended to protect the dignity of individual and recognize the value of dignity, worth, and equality of all members of human race. Right. And fourth characteristic of human right is protection of rights by state. Protection of right by state. What will be here? The state means not state. It is the state means government. So the protection of right by state. It is the responsibility of the state, public authority to protect human rights. The state government has responsibility to protect the public authority and public human rights. And fifth characteristic of human right is more comprehensive. See, it's comprehensive, not narrow. Okay. Human rights are more comprehensive than the fundamental rights, which are enumerated in the constitution of many countries. So in many countries, these have been highlighted. Sixth important characteristic is human rights are transnational. What do you mean by that? Transnational. There is no territorial limitation on human rights. They are transnational. People enjoy these rights wherever they reside. Where even in other country also, if they reside in other country, they have the rights. Okay. So then the last important characteristic of human right is general term. The human rights is a general term. Okay. Human right is a generic term. The term covers civil and political rights, social, economic, and cultural rights. They are associated with natural law and natural rights. So these are the 7 important characteristics of human rights. I repeat, what are those 7 important characteristics? Representing the basic value, universal in nature, protection of the dignity of individual, protection of rights by the state, more comprehensive, transnational, generic term. So these are the 7 important characteristics of human rights. Then coming to the kinds of human rights. What are the different kinds of human rights? You see, the human rights are classified into three. Number one, traditional human rights. Second one is right to social equity. And third type is collective rights. Under first one, traditional human rights, again classified into two: civil rights and political rights. Civil rights and political rights. Then right to social equity, again divided into two: economic rights and social and cultural rights. And collective rights divided into only one, that is group rights. Okay. Then coming to the civil rights, there are six important rights under civil rights. Number one, right to life. Right to life. See, your right to live, that is your right. So that is why, see, you will be given all sorts of facilities, like it may be the distribution of the food grains at the subsidized rate, and government hospitals. Okay, see, whenever you fell ill, you may go and get the treatment at the government hospitals. So that is right to life. Then second one is right to privacy. See, after marriage, see, if you feel that you are sometimes congested, so you should have a privacy of life. So you can have separate room, separate home. Okay, that's the right to privacy. Third one, freedom of thought, movement, expression. See, after some age, you are not, no one has right to prevent your movement, your expression, your thoughts. See, you, according to you, your thoughts are holds good. That will be upheld, right? Fourth one, the right to education. No one can stop from you. No one stop you from not getting education, right? You have a right to get the education. And fifth one, right to family and marriage. See, you are one of the member of the family. So you have right to have marriage. So no one can prevent you from marriage. Okay. See, nothing can be prevented you from marriage. Then right to form association. You can form your own association, like children, students club, students cultural club, sports club. Okay. So like that, you have right to form a club of associations. So these are comes under the civil rights. Then coming to the what are the rights under political rights? Number one, right to vote. Each individual citizen in India, he can vote according to his preference, according to his opinion. He can vote. No one can prevent him from voting in the elections. Then right to contest election. Anybody in India can contest elections. Even you can contact for MLA, MP. You can Rajya Sabha member or Lok Sabha member. You can become. You can contest. So nobody can prevent you from contesting. Then right to petition. If you feel that some injustice meted to you, you can go to the court through petition. So no one can prevent you from petitioning to the court. Then fourth one, right to criticism. You can criticize the government. You can criticize the politicians if you have right, if you have sufficient evidences. See, based on sufficient evidences, you can criticize anyone in the country. Even you can criticize the prime minister. Suppose you have a substantial, so, enough evidences. So that's your right. Okay, this comes under four or comes under the political rights. Then coming to what are the economic rights? Number one, right to work. See, if you are eligible to work, you have more energy to work. No one can deny work. See, you can see, suppose if there is a construction work, you can go and join. You can work. No one can prevent you from work in any field to which you are eligible. Then, a right to material security. See your home, your vehicle, your garden, your fields. So see, those are protected, being protected. So right, no one is not exclusive. So your property is it's the authority, it's the responsibility government to protect your property, right? So that is called a right to material security. Right to property. You can have property. You can purchase home, site, to building. fields, vehicles, animals. No, that's your right to have property. Right to contract. So you can begin with some contract with like cultivation, contract cultivation, business. You can get into business. Right to contract. Right to control over industry. See if you can build your own industry, you can take the entire control of the industry. So that is your right. Right to leisure and rest. See, if you are working means you are not supposed to work now behind 8 hours, right? See, you have to work only 8 hours, and in meantime you can take rest also, leisure also. No one can prevent. See, there is a lunch break, the tea break. So that are some of the leisures you can't be avoided. Then coming to social and cultural rights. What are the social and cultural rights? Freedom from hunger. No one should die due to hunger in India. So that is the responsibility of the DC. If the district commissioner, the deputy commissioner of district is responsible if anybody die because of hunger. That is the reason. See, fair price shops, ನ್ಯಾಯ ಬೆಲೆ ಅಂಗಡಿ ಅಂತೀವಲ್ಲ, fair price shops are established, and the food, maybe rice or some of the food articles are distributed at a subsidized price. See, there is so many allegations that people are being made lazy. Since rice is given at the rate of 1 rupee per kg, see, some people, there are so many arguments pro and against. Some people say that it really is the boon for the poor people, and somebody says that it's their poor people are being made lazy. Both are controversies. Here, the crux is, no one should die because of hunger. That is the motto, establishment of the fair price shops. Then right to cultural life. You can have your own culture, so you can practice your culture, so no one can prevent. And right to social security. So these are comes under the social and cultural rights. And last one is the collective rights, that's group rights. Here, group rights like workers, women, children, minorities, refugees, right to self-determination, right to physical protection. So these all comes under the collective rights. So this is the classification of the human rights. Then coming to the last part of it, what are the major functions of the Human Rights Commission of India? So here, number one is to intervene in any proceedings, any allegations of violation of human rights pending before court with the approval of such courts. So that means say no one retained for longer times. Okay. So if a person doesn't have any family, no one has to go to court in favor of him. If such is the case, so no one should be kept in the courts for longer periods. So at least some time after that, they need to be released. So that is called intervene in any proceedings, any allegations of violation of human rights pending before a court. Second function is to visit any jail or any other institution under the control of the state government where persons are detained, and study of living conditions of the inmates and make recommendations. Suppose if you are kept in jail means you should have a little bit, you should have a specified place, specified aeration and quality of food, quality of drinking water, the standard of living. So you need to be given some sort of comforts. So that is very, very essential. And third important function is to undertake and promote research in the field of human rights. So they encourage the NGOs or people who are conducting research in the field of human rights. And fourth function is to encourage the efforts of the non-governmental organizations and institutions working in the field of human rights. There's so many people and so many organizations, so many institutions are working in favor of the human rights. So those institutions need to be encouraged. And fifth function of Human Rights Commission is to spread human rights literacy among various sections of society and promote awareness through publications, media, seminars, and other available means. So here, so what are their privileges need to be create awareness on human rights. So these are 5 important rights of the functions of the Human Rights Commission. In this chapter, there are 4 important study questions. Number 1, define human rights. Second study question is, what are the characteristic features of the human rights? And third question, what are the different types of human rights? That's called, you need to write classification. And fourth question, study question is, write the functions of National Human Rights Commission. So these are the 4 important questions. So today we have completed the practicals of Constitution of India. Monday I will going to send the Constitution of India notes to for one of your class representative mail. So again that will be resent to the rest of the students. Okay, be studying this Constitution of India notes, and next week onwards, next week Monday I will send both the Constitution notes as well as the sociology notes. Excuse me. And then I need another 2 weeks to complete the psychology classes, and by end of this month I will give psychology notes also. Monday I will send sociology as well as Constitution notes. Okay, any questions regarding these 2 classes, students? Excuse me, any questions? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Another questions idea?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ, ಏನು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಮಂಡೇ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ನಿಮ್ ಮೇಲ್ ಐಡಿಗೆ ಸೋಶಿಯಾಲಜಿ ನೋಟ್ಸ್, ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ, ಓದ್ಕೊಂತ ಇರಿ. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ಇಂದ ನಾವು ಸೈಕಾಲಜಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ, ರೈಟ್? ಓಕೆನಪ್ಪ. ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಫಾರ್ ಲಿಸನಿಂಗ್ ಮೈ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. Okay, I wish you stay safe, stay home and stay safe. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, ma.